we've been here before, starting a new restoration with a photo documentation of the current condition of the firearm before dismantling it. Now we do this for several reasons. First, in the case of this rifle, we won't be preserving any of the finishes. The gun is in such poor condition that everything will need to be redone or recreated. Photo documentation will be the only record of the gun's history or its story before we begin to tear it down. This is also a great way to present or remind viewers of the before and after several months down the road. Second, if this was being done for a client, photographs are evidence of the work that's being done. Ultimately, this is about the money being spent. And finally, should it be necessary, this is also a way of reminding us how the gun is assembled. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to take you on a photo tour of the rifle and point out the several issues that we'll be dealing with during the restoration. I'll tell you how I intend to handle each in a future video. The condition issues are quite significant and cause me to believe that any restoration intended to preserve the story of this gun would be difficult to accomplish without first knowing fully its journey. As to who has owned it, how it was used, or where it's been. Sometime in its past, the gun stocks, nope, I don't call it furniture, it's a gun stock, was refinished. You can see the sanding marks, and whoever refinished the buttstock sanded below the metal by several thousandths. Sometimes you can file the metal down to match, but in this case we would have to remove nearly 75 thousandths, both on the buttstock and the tang of the receiver. The gun could have been used extensively in humid conditions to cause the amount of metal pitting everywhere, but my guess is the rifle was left to collect dust. Dust attracts moisture, which causes the pitting. Or it possibly spent a lot of time in a case or scabbard. Neither are healthy for any rifle if left for too long. The gun stocks have no oil staining, which is typical of most older Winchesters around the receiver. All too often they will wipe down using too much oil. More is not always better. So I still believe that this particular rifle saw little maintenance. I'll have a better sense when we take it apart. One more thing before we go. This 73 that's closest to me is the one that we're restoring. The 73 that's the furthest away from me is another 73 that we had at the shop. This one has an interesting story to tell as well, and I'll show you that in another video. But what I've done is I've brought it to the shop so that I can compare it to the one that I've got. This second 73 is in much better condition, and in fact the story is so intriguing that it's not something we're likely to do any restoration work on. Again, the condition is really super on this thing. There are some things that have been done to it, but clearly I can compare this 73 that actually was manufactured within a few months of the one that I've got here. So it gives me an opportunity to really look at the two of them and then compare what this one looks like as to the one that I'm restoring. The one that I'm restoring is really in very poor shape, whereas this one up above it is in really good shape. It has all the patina that you would want. It has so much going for it that doing any kind of a restoration would be the wrong thing to do in my estimation. But there's a few other things that I really want to show you about this Winchester that's really cool, and again I'll do that in a future video. But I get to compare the two and then look at this condition, because it's the same era, within months of each other. I get to see how much more deteriorated this one is, which again helps me to make some of those decisions that regarding how I'm going to do the restoration. I can compare the finishes and then clearly see where the issues are with this older one. But one of the things that is kind of interesting about this one is it is the same length barrel, same size or diameter barrel. So the interesting is the one I'm going to restore has the half magazine, and the one that I'm comparing it to has the full magazine, so I can show you clearly the differences between them. So as I said, in a future video I'm going to show you this 73 and show you the really strong story that it tells, and again sort of make my case for why not restoring these things or not tinkering with these things is so important when the patina and the story and its history is really so vibrant, and how messing with them is really going to destroy all of that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.